Alright guys, hey, Ender here. uh, I'm uh, I'm here in New York City. I got some downloaded scenery that I've acquired for the New York City area. It's payware scenery. I should note for you guys. I'm just gonna be kind of messing around. It's a really cool scenery. Buildings are kind of low res. Low res when you're kind of close to them, but you know if you're like way up. Oh, sorry, put in an overcast layer here. But when you're close to them, um, or sorry, when you're flying over the city, I mean it looks like the skyline of New York City, and it's pretty impressive. It's really cool. It's really cool that I can come here and fly on this. So um, I wish that there were more helipads and that they were modeled better. But yeah, I'm not gonna complain. You know, so far I like the scenery. I like flying around it. I like really just screwing off and doing the things I can't do in real life. You know, so we'll just mess around here for a little bit, and then I'll have to take off and head back to class. So anyway, without further ado, let's hop into the Bell 206 here. Again, I'm flying with Track IR. I got it on pause right now. I think this was created for X-Plane 10, the last version. Two things I've noticed that are at least wrong. I can never get the engine oil pressure to go below, what is that, maybe 13 bar. And so that will always stay above the red, but that's not an issue. We'll just call that gauge and up. And also, God, I have like no fuel. Holy crap. Okay, well, we'll fix that here in a second. Anyway, also, when I'm unpaused here, you'll see that this thing has a tendency, even when I roll the throttle off and go to idle, has a tendency to sit here and slowly rotate. And I'll turn down that volume. I know that I know that you guys have a hard time hearing me. My computer sound card picks up interference from, I think, my CPU or something, but I know that you guys can hardly ever hear me, so we'll go actually just master. Still pretty loud for me. Let's go plugins. Hopefully you guys can hear that. I know in the last video I couldn't hear the helicopter after I lowered the volume, so hopefully y'all can still hear the helicopter. In any case, same thing as before. I watch my altimeter for altitudes, airspeeds. I'll call out the airspeeds that I'm aiming for. I'm not very good at keeping them, but I'll call out what I'm thinking, what I'm aiming for. I look a lot at my torque meter here. I just try to make sure I don't really go into the yellow. If I do, you know, no more than a minute, and definitely never pass a red. Also, I keep an eye on this. In this gauge, the rotor is inset, so the smaller one is the rotor, and this outer one is the turbine. So you'll see this rotor fluctuate a lot. As long as it stays between the reds here, that's fine. But you'll see that when I unload the rotor disc, or sorry, when I load the rotor disc by flaring or lowering the collective and then pulling back, that this will top out, and in this case, as it deflects downward, the rotor speed is increasing. So anyway, oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at fuel here. Here's the fuel. I got plenty of fuel. But just for fun, we're going to go flight configuration. Weight and balance is the wrong one. We're going to go flight, weight and balance, and I like to fly with a heavy aircraft, so yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. All right. Okay, so here we go. Oh, another thing is some of the radios are just jacked. But all right, so we're up to flight right now. Got a little bit of left pedal in to counteract that tendency here. Anyway, you can see the power's coming in on the torque meter. Oh. Should have looked at the winds. Struggling here. Struggling! Okay, there we go. There we go. Found my hover button. Alright. A little bit of left pedal here. Yep. Got about, looks like 63, 65% torque. Yep. Okay. Gonna pop in a little bit of torque and let her back on out of here. I wonder if I even had enough height to clear that. Okay, and we'll just kind of accelerate away. Really, really low nose attitude there. Didn't need to be that low. 5 degrees, no more than 5 degrees is probably what you're looking for an acceleration and a climb out. I was down to 15 there. That was, yeah, very unnecessary. So you can see I'm about 80% torque. I think that's about 5% below the yellow. And we'll just kind of climb out here over this bridge. I don't know what the bridge's name is. It looks like the Brooklyn Bridge if I know my movies. But anyway, it feels like I have a tailwind right now because I feel like I am just blasting out of here right now, even though my airspeed's really not that high. How cool is that? So there, I'm kind of level off here, 400 feet. 400 feet seems good. I'm just kind of controlling my airspeed with pitch, altitude with collective. You can really hear, I don't know if you guys can hear the engine or not, but you can really hear it straining. I had to lower my collective because I'm just climbing like a bat out of hell now for some reason. Collective's starting to come back in. I'm actually having to use right pedal right now to keep the nose where I want it. There we go. We're back down to about 80. It's kind of where I want to be. So now, controlling my airspeed with pitch and my altitude with collective again. Of course, there's a relationship between collective and altitude, and airspeed. Sorry, between collective and airspeed. But if you separate them into those two categories, they kind of just follow each other as needed. So it looks like 80 knots there on the airspeed indicator gives me a nice low power setting. So over here is a helipad, and I've landed there before, but there's some like weird graphical issues, some like hidden you know what? We'll just go for it. I'll try landing there to show you guys. But there's some weird like hidden geometry or something that screws me up every time I try to land there. Try and look into my turn here. Wow, that airspeed really dropped. Obviously, I'm not very good at flying this helicopter. I'm just not very good at flying in general. 45 knots. We'll maintain 45 knots. Or try to, anyway. So the best helipad I've seen is the one furthest to the right, right next to that Sikorsky. Okay, we're down to 35 knots now. It's fine. Inadvertently entered a climb. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the helipad's right over my GPS right now. There we go. Okay, starting a descent here. No need to whip it in. Controlling my angle of descent with collective. I know I can't see my LZ. Gonna put in a little bit of left pedal here. It's gonna take some torque to do, but I got plenty of power to spare, so there we go. I'm gonna pretty much land right on the watch. Or thereabout. Feel myself starting to fall through. So I'm going to land on this taxi land right here. Kind of overshot my approach, over arch, I should say. So once I'm over the pad, which I've sensed that I'm over the edge of the water here, I'm just going to let her kind of come down nice and easy. Really concentrated. Don't want it to drift any more forward. Okay, well, that turned out a lot better than I thought. I'm going to pause it real quick, come out, and see how I did. That's not too bad. I guess it could have been a little bit better, a little bit more on the... Oh, I just erased my flight path. I pressed Shift P instead of Control P. What a pain in the butt. That sucks. Oh well. Oh well. Anyway, I'm more or less happy with that landing. This is a challenging helipad to land to, so I'll take it. You know, a better pilot would have kept it right on center line, but you know, I had a lot going on there, so we're gonna come off, and we're pretty much gonna go straight into takeoff. Power's coming in, left pedal, a little back and left on the cyclic. Oh. Okay, there was that hidden geometry I was talking about. Let's try that again. There's my flight path again. Oh, shit. Cool. Anchors deployed. Got it. Oh, that's some bullcrap. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, we'll come up here to, should be one that says reload current aircraft. So I'll just do that. Yeah, so that's what I was explaining, is there's something there that you can't... Okay. Alright. God, that's annoying. So anyway, there we go. Well, anyway, you guys kind of see. Looks like all the weather that I had in is out. That's kind of a bummer. Oh well. Power's coming in. I don't have too much time, so we're just going to take off and go for it. Gonna send it. Okay. I think the skids are high enough to clear the little ledge there. We're going to back up. Once you back up, oh, we're going to turn that flight path profile off. I just ease up on that left pedal and let torque do its thing and bring my nose around. And then I like to climb out. So I'm almost pretty much max power here, so I'm just going to let the nose drop to about 5 degrees nose down, using pedals to maintain the direction that I want. And we just kind of accelerate up and away. Look at the power, it's right at 80. Nose is about 5 degrees nose down, and that gives us an accelerative climbing attitude. So, alright, I got about 11:30 guys. I got 11:26. 11:30 I'll go. So right now we're just going to kind of throw it around the sky, have a little fun, see where life takes us. I did have a lot of fun the other day flying around these highways. There's how. Watch that rotor speed. I got an increased collective to match. Airspeed's increasing nicely. We're just going to kind of let the nose pop up. Do a pirouette. Once I lose that airspeed, I'll kick over some right pedal. The helicopter kind of did it for me. We'll just come right back on down. I feel like I have the wrong track IR profile set up right now, because track IR is not responding like I think it should, so it's kind of annoying, but that's alright. Different games have different profiles I've got set up. There's a helipad over there on the New Jersey side. We'll go over there. Sure is cool though, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, on another stream on another day, I'll get. Oh, excuse me, I lost my voice there. I'll get into like the guts of the city, and we'll go fly. I like to call them canyons. You know, some of those roads that travel down Manhattan Island, they have a they just seem like a canyon. You know, if you get down below the buildings, it's crazy. It's so cool. I'd love to see New York City in real life. Anyway, there's a helipad here. Gonna overfly it. Look at the windsock. Oh shit, we're flying upwind right now, so I'm just gonna circle around. Just for shits and giggles, we'll go inside the building. If this is real, I'd obviously stay out over the water. Oh, whoa, whoa. I definitely don't have the right track IR profile set up right now. I'd like to be looking a little bit further into my turn here. So we're bleeding off airspeed with pitch. Get down to about 35, and then power will come in. I'll let the nose drop. We'll whip it around. There's my helipad. So we're on a kind of a left base right now. Right at 35. Got the helipad at the edge of the window there. Initiate a nice easy turn. And let the helicopter start descending. Oh, this is going to be a nice approach, guys. So the landing zone is right on the edge of my panel there. If I use collective to keep it right there in that same spot, it should work out really nicely. Got a nice headwind. Nice and easy. Don't have to rush these things, you know. Got a lot of stuff going on in a helicopter. I can feel myself starting to fall through, so I just add a little bit of power there. looking out over the pad now, using my peripheral vision to guide me in. Collective's full down, and now I'm going to roll off the throttle a couple clicks. Got that set up to a button on my joystick. Huh, it's not rotating left or right. That's nice. I wonder if that has something to do with the wind. Anyway, let's come back out. I always like to check myself out. See how that flight profile looks. It's not too bad. Kind of a kind of a wavy, you know, descent. You can see where I've added power right here, and then as I slow down, I mush back into a descent. Add a little bit of power right here, and then mush down into a descent. And then again right there when I noticed. So anyway, it's kind of cool that you can go back and kind of just analyze your flight path. But really like that. And oh yeah, the paint job changed too when I reloaded aircraft. So anyway, guys, lots of fun. Love flying an X-plane. Lots of real world applications to it. You know, get a lot of yeah, just anyway, I like it a lot. I gotta go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and catch you next time.